Well, folks, welcome back to the Rife Report. We have some massive news out of the state of New York, specifically in New York City. The Democrat primary for mayor, polls have closed, and the early results are nothing short of shocking. Zohran Mamdani, the 33-year-old self-described Democrat socialist, appears to be on track to win the Democratic nomination in almost landslide victory, potentially making him the next mayor of the largest city in America. This is almost, it's insane. It is insane the fact that he is leading Andrew Cuomo right now by almost 7 percentage points. 7 percentage points. This is beyond anything that we would have seen coming. 90% of the votes are in according to the AP, and Zohran Mamdani is leading by 7 points. He has 43.5% of first-choice votes, while former Governor Andrew Cuomo trails with roughly about 36% in the first-choice votes. And most people believe at this point that Mamdani's lead is even stronger in key areas. Look at places like Brooklyn, where he's almost winning an outright majority. Look in Queens, not quite there yet. Not quite there, but you're getting there. There's plenty of boroughs where he is completely winning outright as of right now. Bushwick, look, 80%. 80%. Because we know New York City's ranked choice voting system means that we won't have a final winner until roughly July 1st when second choice votes are tabulated, but Mamdani's lead is substantial. It is. This is exactly what Emerson College predicted. This is exactly what they saw coming. They saw Cuomo actually leading in the first round, but Mamdani winning at the end of the day. But it's almost the exact opposite here. Mamdani is running ahead by almost 13 percentage points relative to where this Emerson poll had him in the first round. And tonight's numbers suggest that he is on pace to exceed that. Look at political bet-in markets. Wow, since I started this video, this was at about 98.9. It's increased 0.5%. Like, you can't get any closer to this. He has a 99.4% chance of winning this race. And this is a dramatic shift from a month ago, from a week ago. A week ago, Andrew Cuomo had an 83% chance of winning this race. A month ago, he had a 93% chance of winning this race. Because just months ago, Andrew Cuomo, who is a household name with deep ties to New York's political establishment, seemed unstoppable. He seemed like this was his race to win. It was his race to lose. And despite resigning as governor in 2021 amid apparent sexual harassment allegations, he entered the race with roughly a 30-point lead, backed by some of the biggest heavyweights, people like Mike Bloomberg, people like Bill Clinton. The establishment Democrats in the city, well, Mamdani, a relatively unknown state assemblyman from Queens, started at 1% in the polls back in February. 1%. You go all the way back. This is just insane. Maybe 5 points. 5 points on here. But still, look, he's at 6% a month ago. 6%. And this rise has been, it's astonishing what has happened. And it's been fueled by a progressive wave in the Democrat Party of young voters, of low propensity voters in the Democrat primary, and endorsements from people like AOC, people like Bernie Sanders. And we know that Mamdani's campaign leaned hard on affordability, promising free buses, rent freezes, city-run grocery stores, ideas that resonated with younger voters and those frustrated with the sky-high cost of living. But what is so insane about this is he leaned into an issue that is so prominent, the affordability issue, but yet he had some of the worst policy prescriptions for the country, for the city. I mean, you are talking about Soviet-style policies of fiscal insanity. These are going to bankrupt the city. This will probably be the worst administration. You thought Eric Adams was a bad mayor. Wait till Mamdani is the mayor. Would you just wait and see? You just wait and see. But it's a shame. Cuomo's campaign was flush, had $25 million in cash from billionaire donors. He focused on his experience, and stability, but struggled to shake off some of these past scandals and frankly, was not able to appeal to these voters that Mamdani was able to. He just didn't. And this win matters. I would not brush this win off. This is not just a win for Mamdani. It's a victory for the progressive left, which has really struggled to break through in major Democratic primaries, especially when they go up against the establishment. Think of Bernie Sanders 2016, Bernie Sanders 2020, or even the 2021 New York City mayoral race, where progressives split the vote and let Eric Adams really sneak through. In Mamdani's coalition of young voters, of Latinos, of white progressives, capitalized on ranked choice voting. And its cross-endorsement with comptroller Brad Lander, who urged supporters to rank Mamdani second, likely sealed the deal. This is why this huge effort between the progressive candidates to rank the other second, to rank the others third, to make sure you did not rank Andrew Cuomo. That is why I believe that this race is done and over with at this point. It is done and over with. Early voting data shows that there is a surge in turnout, with over 400,000 votes cast before Election Day. 40% of those were from voters under 40, which we know are breaking for the more progressive candidate in this race, Zohran Mamdani, by 40, 50, 60 percentage points. And if you're someone who just is sane, not as insane as someone who would vote for Mamdani, this victory raises a lot of red flags. His platform, while it may appeal to some, relies on massive tax hikes, $10 billion he's promised, on businesses, on what people he deems wealthy, to fund promises like free childcare, a $30 minimum wage by 2030, city-run grocery stores, free buses. Even the left-wing New York Times editorial board has called his agenda uniquely unsuited to meet the city's challenges, pointing to his lack of executive experience and unrealistic plans. He's going to hit a wall. It is called reality. It's called fiscal reality. Running a city of 8 million people with a $100 billion budget isn't the same as pushing bills in the state assembly. You add in Mamdani's anti-police rhetoric, including calling cops wicked and corrupt. It will alienate a lot of people. I expect to see a massive exodus from voters, from people from the city of New York. We know that moderates and Republicans and independents believe that public safety is a top concern after years of rising crime under Democrat leadership since the early 2000s. Yet add in his criticism of Israel and ties to the Democrat Socialists of America are going to polarize a lot of voters, but at the end of the day, I think this city, they will vote for him. He will be the next mayor. He will be. I think there's going to be massive backlash from the city's Jewish community. Massive. And from the establishment. This is a political wave that I did not see coming. But we talked about it. We talked about the threats. We talked about the fiscal insanity that's being promoted here. And while Mamdani's win makes him the heavy favorite for November's general election, given New York's very Democrat lean, he's going to face up against Eric Adams, who's running as an independent, against a Republican. He may even face up against Andrew Cuomo. Cuomo could still run as an independent here. But the reality is promising these things to voters. Free childcare, $30 minimum wage, increase in taxes. Wait until your entire tax base leaves New York City. You just wait and see. Because governing is not the same as campaigning. Mamdani plans to freeze rents for roughly 1 million apartments. He also wants to make bus fares free. It's like, good luck. You are going to have to hike taxes across the board. You are going to drive businesses out. Look, the reality is the top 20, 15, 10% of wage earners pay basically all net taxes. And yes, property taxes, those go to fund education, yada, yada, yada. The reality is that you are going to punish businesses. You're going to punish the people who drive the city. You're going to punish wealthy individuals. They're going to leave the city and your tax base is going to evaporate. Good fucking luck. Good fucking luck. You wonder, why is it that white college voters in general are breaking extremely hard for Mamdani? Extremely hard for Mamdani. If you didn't think a 4-year liberal arts degree was a joke, Why is it that so many of our young people believe that these socialist utopian ideas are an actual solution? They have no taste of reality. They have lived in a bubble. Colleges are very good. You go into a specialized industry. You're going to be my lawyer, my pilot, my nurse, my surgeon, my doctor, my accountant. I want you to go to college. But college, what it has done to so many people, it has turned their brains into mush. Where people will vote for disgusting garbage policies like this. Because that's what this is. These are disgusting garbage policies. It truly is. And just based on the numbers here, Mamdani is most likely going to win here. And it's a historic upset, turning a long shot campaign into a defining moment for New York's Democrats and progressives. Whether you see it as a bold new direction or a complete nightmare, one thing is clear: the city's future is at a crossroads here. They're going to have a big reality check if Mamdani, and when he becomes mayor, a reality check on what he has promised is going to come in play. You're going to make places like Los Angeles, like Minneapolis, like Chicago look like conservative strongholds with how radical some of these policies are. But let me know your thoughts down below on Mamdani's win. Let me know. I want to know everything you've got to say on this. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, drop down below, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you never miss another video from us again in the future. And folks, we will catch you next time.